Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So I'm just doing a quick daily reading today. This is going to be, I'm going to pull one card from the Shaman Wisdom cards. And then I'm going to pull one card from the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. And that will be just a daily message for today, Tuesday, January 2nd. Okay? So first we'll pull a Shaman Wisdom card. Please give us a message for today, January 2nd, for the collective. Alright, that's the one that wanted to come out. And pull one from this deck here. Please give us one card as a general message for everybody here listening to this message today. One for the collective. One message as a daily reading for today, January 2nd. Okay. Alright, so we got Crow Raven, which is number 17. And then we got Scots Pine, which came in the upright. So I'm going to read these messages and then we'll see what they have to say. So Crow Raven, I am Crow. I am Raven. While we are two distinct species, we are similar in medicine. I am little understood and revered. I am the messenger, the bridge between two worlds, the dream world and the physical realm. My psychic knowledge soars above the earth plane, calling, sometimes jeering, always breaking the silence. I am a shapeshifter. I bring spirit messages and inner knowledge. Even as I dream the dream, I scavenge the rubbish piles, the things rejected by my two-legged relatives, using what they discard as useless. I am the message and the messenger, the bridge between two worlds. I screech my arrival as I jump into your day. It is no secret when I come. I clearly let you know exactly where things stand. When I am present, you know that your future is changing before your eyes. This is a time of transformation. You will traverse new spheres of understanding. Expect the unexpected. Open your heart to welcome great plenty. It is insufficient to desire it alone. As your connection between two realms, I support you in balancing everyday reality with spiritual purpose. Get past the face value of things. They are not always what they seem. I am your wake-up call. Okay, and let's see what this card is saying. Scots Pine. So this card is also, the main word for this card is construction. My straight trunk has been valued for thousands of years, building ships and homes. I thrive even in foul weather and harsh conditions. Let me show you how to construct a richer and healthier life for yourself. As its name suggests, the Scots pine is one of the native trees of the Caledonian forest that once covered Scotland. It was valued by Druids, particularly at the winter solstice when bonfires of the trunks represented the return of the divine light. They would also decorate stands of the trees with lights. It is thought that some Scots pines mark the burial sites of ancient Scottish chieftains and warriors, while solitary trees further south were once markers of cattle droves and other important tracks. Medicinally, the pine's resin eases lung congestion. Right way up. Are you building the life you want, or do you feel dissatisfied because something is not working out the way you would like? Look beyond the day-to-day difficulties to gain a clearer view of where and how you need to make changes. And I'm going to read the reverse for this card anyway, just as a further message. Is your life cluttered with too many commitments or possessions? Are you holding on to them because you truly need them, or because they are familiar and you are unwilling to discard them? Perhaps it is time to let some of them go. So I think it's interesting these two cards came up. I think this card is talking about like construction, so perhaps a new way of life. But maybe one where you need to, and like the birds, get a bird's eye view. And perhaps a wake-up call, as this card suggests. And to know, like, as the Scots Pine card suggests here, look beyond the day-to-day difficulties. So this is also saying, like, things are not always what they appear to be. So maybe what these two cards together, first of all, we see winter. We're in winter time. I don't know if you're getting any snows anywhere around the country or the globe. Here in New York, it's not snowing, but it is pretty darn cold out. What these two cards together suggest is perhaps building a life that is more true to gaining the truth and searching for the truth. And the crow can also, like it says, represent transformation. They often will use the things that we discard. So it's also a card about, like, survival. And maybe we need to look at the way and transform the way we are constructing our world. Because unless you live under a rock somewhere, you know that we have some serious problems. You don't have to believe in climate change to know that just the way we're living on Earth is disrespectful. We're not really respecting life or revering life. And we're making a lot of trash in the world. I mean, we have a Pacific garbage patch that is larger than the state of Texas off the coast of California. And every day we're learning, more and more. Like, pollution now is responsible for more deaths than smoking. People in highly overpopulated cities in China will purchase oxygen in a can just to get a fresh breath of air. So I think this is asking us to perhaps, for me, when I hear wake up call, to me that represents, like, we have to really start looking at the way in which we live as a society. And I know that most of us, if not all of us, don't want to continue to live this way. And we know that it's difficult to change things, but we have to get to the truth of the matter and at least open our eyes to the fact that, not everything is so wonderful. And perhaps, things not always being what they seem. Like, get past the face value of things. Sometimes when you see somebody who's out there spreading a positive message, it's sort of like popping an Advil to take away your headache. Which, I get it. Sometimes you need an Advil. But we can't keep glossing over the harsher realities and not letting ourselves feel the pain. Because pain, including emotional pain or mental distress over things, they are warnings and signals to us that we need to make a change. And I think also the crow, as being a bridge between two worlds, and this construction card is like asking us to try to construct a world that is more aligned with true spiritual values, and realize that money in and of itself is not the way toward a world that is just and based on truth. Because most of the time, in order to make $1 in this world, people will deceive others and spread a message that is not necessarily true, so that they can go ahead and take care of themselves. And I'm just going to end this with saying that I believe in one of the religious texts somewhere, and I'm not a religious person, okay? But it does say, buy the truth, but sell it not. Okay? So if you see messages of truth, or people who are really working hard, who may not, like me, myself, I am far from being a wealthy person. But I do work hard to bring messages of truth and real healing, and not necessarily things that people want to hear. And support people like me, because it isn't easy for us. And I'm not the only one, I know that. But we may not always like to hear the truth, but we need to. And also, the crow can also signify maybe you know, as it is like the death card, sometimes it can portend things that we don't always, you know, it could be a warning to us. We are in a man-made extinction right now, and it's up to us to get ourselves out of it. And we're not going to get out of it by listening to just positive messages all the time and believing that everything's going to be okay, and we can just put our faith in the divine and everything's going to turn out wonderful and in our favor. It honestly doesn't work like that. We have to take personal responsibility. So maybe these two cards are also talking about personal responsibility. Because this card here talks about, you know, look beyond the day-to-day difficulties to gain a clearer view of where and how you need to make changes. So what changes do you need to make? Again, it says, let me show you how to construct a richer and healthier life for yourself. So we can't just like expect that we're going to just keep doing things the same old way and not take any personal responsibility, because it has a lot to do with that. And it begins by opening your minds to the truth. Okay, so I hope that this message is somehow helpful for you, or it brings some kind of insight into your life at this time. Have a nice day, and thank you for joining me. Bye.